All right, strap yourselves in because today we are going deep, diving headfirst into, well, frankly, one of the most celebrated hip hop albums ever, Illmatic by Nas. And hold up, before you think this is just another music review, get this. Our listeners hit us up. They want to explore the philosophy woven into this masterpiece. And man, let me tell you, there's a whole lot of philosophy in here. It's like overflowing. So picture this. 1994, East Coast hip hop is blowing up, and this 20-year-old Nas drops Illmatic on the world like a bomb, totally changing the game forever, you know?
You know, it's really something how Illmatic landed right at this crazy time in hip-hop and just flipped the script. Like, totally. Back then, it was all about party tracks, which, hey, no hate on a good time, right? But Nas, he brought this raw energy, almost like journalistic. Like he was out there reporting live from the streets of Queensbridge, but with these vivid soundscapes instead of words, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And the way he mixes those jazzy samples with those hard-hitting drums, it's like watching a movie, so cinematic. And don't even get me started on In Your State of Mind. That piano loop, it's haunting, man. Sets the whole mood, just pulls you right into Nas's world.
Yeah, and in your state of mind, you really can't talk about it without talking about the production, how they used it
Yeah.
to create that impact. So they took this jazz track, right? Slowed it way down, put it on loop, boom. You've got this crazy immersive atmosphere, you know what I mean? And then they layer in those hard drums, right? And suddenly it's not just a song. It's like you're feeling the tension, the grittiness, everything Nas is describing.
Exactly. It's like you're not just listening to the music, you're living it. You're right there in Queensbridge with him, experiencing it all. And it's that honesty, that raw, unfiltered look into his life that makes Illmatic hit so hard, even after all these years, you know?
Totally. And that's where the philosophy starts to shine through, right? This wasn't just music to dance to. It was a statement, social commentary, like existential pondering set to music. This intricate, man, it's like a whole tapestry of sound and meaning woven together. And man, talking about raw and honest, those opening lines of New York State of Mind, straight out the fucking dungeons of rap, where fake Nias don't make it back. I mean, come on, that's not just clever rhymes. That's deep, man. That's like straight up existentialism.
Yeah, I see that. It's like he's facing life and death right there in those first few lines. So heavy.
Right. You see that duality all over Illmatic, this back and forth between the tough realities he's living and this like deep down longing for something more. He's hustling, yeah, but he's also dreaming. He's a philosopher, but he's rapping it out, trying to figure out his place.
And then, bam, the next track, Life's a Bitch. Just the title right there. That's a whole philosophy lesson on its own, you know?
Mm.
It's brutal, but it's also kind of funny in a dark way, and that just makes it hit even harder, especially coming from someone so young.
Seriously, Nas was what, 20 when he wrote this stuff? And he's already wrestling with these huge questions like fate, free will, trying to find meaning when everything seems, I don't know, kind of meaningless.
It's crazy, right? It's like he was meant to be a philosopher, but he just happened to express it all through rap. And
Yeah.
speaking of expressing it, can we talk about that album cover for a sec? It's young Nas, right? But he's like over Queensbridge. It's like he's part of it, but he's also watching it all from above.
Oh man, that image is so powerful. It's like a visual metaphor for the whole album.
Yeah.
It's that duality again, the struggle, the hope, it's all right there. He's grounded, but his mind, it's like it's soaring, searching for something bigger.
And that's what makes Illmatic connect with people even today, right? It's that feeling of being stuck, but still having that fire in you, wanting something better. It's like a universal thing, and Nas just nails it. And that hunger, man, it just jumps out at you in "The world is yours," right? That line, "I'm out for dead presidents to represent me." It's ambitious, yeah, but it's also like he's saying, I want to carve my own path.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's about so much more than money. It's about having control,
Yeah.
And remember, this is the early 90s. Hip-hop's figuring itself out, grappling with these ideas of like individualism, economic power, all that. Some rappers even got labeled like rap Republicans for talking about this stuff. Can you believe that?
Wow, really?
Yeah. But with Nas, it's always deeper than that.
Yeah.
Right? He's not just chasing dollar signs. He's after freedom, deciding his own future.
That's it, man. And who can't relate to that? That feeling of wanting to rise above, to be the one calling the shots. Nas just, I don't know, he just captures it so perfectly. You feel it in your chest.
He really does. And it's even more amazing when you realize how much he packs into such a short album. Just 10 tracks. Can you believe it?
10 tracks, that's it. It's like every song is this perfectly crafted piece. Like each one's there for a reason, nothing wasted.
Exactly. Quality over quantity, man, and a testament to his vision. And speaking of vision, how about that closing track? It ain't hard to tell.
Oh, man, that flow, those rhymes. It's like he's saying, listen up, this is art.
Right. And you can't help but listen, the way he weaves it all together, those rhythms, it's hypnotic.
Totally hypnotic. And that's the thing about Illmatic, right? It's more than just an album. It's like a time capsule. It captures something real about that time, about dreams, struggles, all of it.
You got it. It makes you think about your own life, about where you fit in the world, everything.
You know what? You've given us so much to think about today. It's really not just about the music. It's about that energy, that rawness that Nas brought.
Absolutely. It sticks with you long after the music stops. And honestly, that's what makes art great, you know?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Nas Illmatic, folks. Hopefully you've all discovered something new about this masterpiece or just gained a whole new appreciation for it. I'm going to go give it another spin right now, really sit with those lyrics. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.